Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided not to make a video on Instagram but to do it on YouTube, and I will be working with the masterboards I made yesterday. It is October and there are so many challenges this month, and I decided to join the challenge called 10 days of bits and pieces, and I will put a link in the description, or I'll put the names in the description. And I'm joining Stitch and Gather. That's a challenge for every day. I don't know if I will manage to make something every day, but I'll do it as often as I can and as I feel for it. The challenge 10 days of bits and pieces is a very low pressure journal challenge, and they have a prompt for every 3 days. So there are 10 prompts in the month of October. So that is something that I can manage to do. So yesterday I made the masterboards, and off camera I made, let me see, I think I did this one and this one on camera and this one, but not this one. And I promised to cut them up today and show you what I do with it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't think my, how do you call this? I don't think I can cut them with this little knife in here, but I decided to cut them up by hand. And what I like to do is to cut them like this, so I can't see. The only thing is that for these are tea boxes. I saw Rox Paget on Instagram making tea box books, and I loved the book so much that I thought I have to use all my tea boxes as well and try to do something with that. And I'm not sure yet what I will do with these, but I'm going to cut them up through the lines that are already there. And well, we'll see what happens with them later on. The other two masterboards, these I'm going to use now. So let's start with these. I think I want to keep the flaps for now on there. So let's cut the first. That is one. And might be fun to keep these as well, and you can always take them off later on if I decide I want to make a book and I don't need two flaps on it. I can always take them off. This one I will definitely keep, because I think if I bend this over, it's a perfect beginning for a pocket. So let's keep that. And this one as well. I still need to glue a little bit more. There's bits and pieces that are loose. Okay, let's take the next. We go through them afterwards. This is a big piece, depending on what I'll do with it. That would make it easier to decide. It could be like a journal card or maybe a page. Let's take this part off and keep the rest as one. Okay, like that. Now I'll take these. This is from a box I had, and I thought it would be fun. Let's just cut this off. And let me see. This is a nice size for a journal card, but quite big. So let me see. Maybe I can okay. No, I need this. I'm taking off this much. I always start doubting if I made a decision, but no, I'm just taking it off. The easy thing is that it's always, this could be a belly band. This could be a nice journal card, and then you can always take off if it's too long or too high. Most of the time with my masterboards, I use them for journal cards because it's so much fun. If you cut them up, they are really sturdy, and this is 23. Let's make one big journal card. So often they become journal cards, but it's also nice to make them into pockets, or let's see, do I do it? What shall I do? I think one journal card, because you always need them. In every journal you need journal cards. And even if you don't finish them up straight away, it's always good to have them. And then I could make them into 2 small ones. Yeah, let's do that. One like this. And the other is what's left over. Yeah, great. Okay, so I have cut them up. Let me look at it. This is the surprise. Now, this is all neutrals, but if you use color, it's really fun to not look when you cut them, and then you have nice surprises. And then we have these. I really encourage you to look at Rox Paget's Instagram account if you like using up old stuff, recycled things, I should say. Then her account is really nice. I really love her tea box. And like you see, if you bend it, you have to glue them again, but that's okay. And this one too. But that's no problem. We always have glue. Great. I will take these and put them aside because I don't want to use them yet, but I will later. Let's just work on a few of these. I'll start trying to take off the corners. If my little punch will be able, I don't think so. This is too thick. No, that's not the word. I'll cut the corners because it's not that important if they're all the same, because they won't. It's just that I don't like those sharp corners. And in my opinion, these are quite light. I don't want them to be so light, so first thing I will do is glue the parts that are loose, and then take my ink and ink them. And for that, I want my... Sorry. I want my paper on my mat so I can keep my mat a bit clean. Let's take this away. I was just going to say if this glue wants to open, but if you have a thick needle on your sewing machine, you could sew these, but I think I'm not going to do that because I don't want to destroy my machine or my needle, so this looks fine. This needs a bit of glue. And it might be a bit dark, this video, because we had a storm come over and today it is not so windy anymore, but it's still a bit rainy, then a bit of sun. So the lighting is not the best today. Maybe if I take this away, it will help a little bit. Yeah, that helps. So I was telling about the 2 challenges I'm doing. I know there are many more, like Inktober, and there are definitely way more than I know about. But if you're doing one of them, let me know in the comments which challenge you are doing this month. Okay, these corners I leave for now, put them aside. I'll start with these. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, so I'm just going to grunge them up because that's something I almost always want. And that's what I like. So then I have them ready to use if there's a journal coming. And I'm just doing this random, so a little bit everywhere. And if you don't like inking, you could just leave them like this, or maybe take a little bit of paint on the sides. But I like the ink. And then to decide what to do next. This one looks like a nice card. To put in a bit of maybe fabric or something else. This one might be too. Let's have a hole in here. Let's see. Which one? Yep. Let's put in a little eyelet in this one. Maybe a black one in this. I still don't know what I'm going to put on top of them, but I think I want to use my stamps. This is something I saved from the garbage. My husband was going to throw it away, and I thought this is a nice imprint to use. These are some stamps I made myself, so those are easy to make, really nice to do. Cardboard, I put 2 sides of cardboard onto each other, and I made a little, how do you call this, holder. And then with the glue, hot glue, I made a pattern, and here a little bit bigger. So let's try using that. Let's see. Am I going to use I think I'll use this. Let me just try. I never use this. I only use this on my gel plate with paint. So maybe it doesn't work at all. Well, this is not really visible. So let's take, I'll take the little one, but this is walnut stain. It's a bit darker. The other one I had was archival ink, and that color was coffee. And that's quite light, as we saw. And this walnut ink is a bit darker than vintage photo, which I normally use. Okay, this is not really visible, not much. A little bit, but not as I wanted. What do I use here? Let's try if this works. This one is really fun on the gel plate. Looks like it takes some ink, so. Okay, that's a bit better. now I'm just building up layers, so it might all disappear, but I don't mind. Just trying and playing, and along the way something nice might appear. So yeah, okay, this one works great. Let me just see, what do I want next? I think I want some image. Okay guys, this can take a while because I didn't prepare anything for this. I just thought it might be nice to play with the journal cards and make a video. Yes, I also have these. There are these black and white papers, and my flower girls from Art House Whimsy, which I love a lot, and these labels from Tracy Fox, and I have some faux stamps here and some sticker stamps, and well, let's see what happens. And I'm going to get my fabric there. I think I want a bird, so I'll start with this little bird. I'm going to rip the paper because I like the look of ripped paper. I don't know how I'm changing my printer, but from my telephone I cannot change the size of the print, so this one is cut off. This one is as well, but okay, this is usable. I want this one. It's the same here with the leaves. Just cut off. Okay, if you know me a little bit, you know this is not gonna work. You know I'm going to rip up this piece. It is too straight for me. And no idea, but it will be all right. It will be okay. Let me see some of my rusty fabrics. Would be nice, I think. This one is a nice one too, but it might be, I can use the ones that I made for the challenge. I made loads of them for Stitch and Gather. I will definitely look. This is a nice small one. This is a nice, I don't know if I like that color. Maybe I need to make a new one just for this little bird. It's no problem. We'll do that. Okay, I want a label. It's a long time ago I used the label. Green would be okay. Or brown. Nice too. Or this one with the date. There are so many labels. Or this one. I think I prefer this one over that one. So let's do this. need some paper. I might go quiet because now my brain is starting to work. Okay, hopefully it was working already, but I'm thinking, what would be nice? Would black be nice, or a bit of vellum? It's definitely going to be... Ah, here I have a big piece of vintage tape. So nice. Okay, let's start moving things around and see. I could have prepared this a bit better, but I didn't. How are you all today? I always forget to ask. Not so friendly of me. Did you have a storm as well, like me yesterday? Or maybe you're not living in Europe, and maybe you didn't have the storm. When they told on the TV that there's going to be a storm, I thought it would be way worse, but it was okay for me. Anyway, we didn't have any damage, no trees falling down, so we just had a power cut off, and that caused a little bit of dirty water from the tab. But, well, if that's all, it's okay. I don't know if I'm taking away too much. Okay, you see, not everything is working out like you think, like you want. No, I want something different behind it. This might be okay. Look. These lovely birds, they are from Art House Whimsy as well. Exactly like the little girls I talked about. This was a freebie, so if you like the birds, go over to her coffee shop, and there they are in her shop. I'm just playing around with... No, I don't like this. I just cut off too much. But I think I'm gonna use this one. I have to print the birds again and use, or not use, but not destroy the lovely little bird. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. That is better. I'm not gonna cut off anything. I'm just gonna ink this. That will make the sides disappear a bit more. And what I always like to do is to crinkle it up and put a little ink on top, so it looks like it has been looked at, and maybe it was in someone's purse or bag or pocket, or it looks older. Yeah, simply. And that's what I like. I don't know if you are making videos as well sometimes, but I sometimes feel that I'm just talking and saying the most stupid things, and nobody is interested and to hear me talk, so it's better to speed up and just put a little nice music underneath. But maybe it's just me thinking that. Look, this is coming together a bit better. I just destroyed the other little bird too much. Putting a little vellum on top might be nice. Maybe I can put a green one here or there. Okay, do you see what I see? It's exactly the same text. I don't want that. I need another one. I do like the green up there, so I can use this one, or maybe this one, or a nice number. It's nice too. Yeah, I'll put this one there. I think you call it audition. I'll have to audition which one I like best. I'm always so jealous of people that can just talk in their own language, make videos and just talk, and they don't have to think about what they say. They just say it because that's what they would normally say, but obviously we don't talk English at home. So now when I'm filming, I have to think about the things I say. How do I say this? How do I say that? I think I like this. I think I'm going to glue this down and see what it will need more after I'm finished. And like you see, all the stamping I did will disappear. It will all end up underneath the other things. But for me, when I'm making things like this and I do not have a plan, it always is good to have to start with like stamping or inking. It just makes it easier to go on. And I watched the video from Steph from, oh, I forgot Hilltop Fuse. Yes, I think it was Hilltop Fuse. She and Inky Mia, they host the challenge, 10 days of bits and pieces, and she made a video and was talking about that she always has a problem to start in a new journal, first page, and she was wondering how everybody else did. For me, and that's what I do in journal making, and that's what I do when I start painting, because I always also paint. I just start with some marks. Painting, it can be like I use a pencil and I just scribble on the canvas, on the white canvas, or I just splatter on top of the canvas. Doesn't matter, as long as you just start with something. Makes it easier to continue. You are not as, how do you call that? You're not as, yeah, you're not attached. That's more in the middle of the painting, but you're not as afraid for the blank canvas to start. And it's the same for me making these cards. As long as I just start with some marks, some color, just something on the page, makes it so much easier to continue. I don't want this in the middle. And that's the same with the masterboards. These are great because you start with something. You have a good start. You have already the book page or whatever you used. Maybe you used gel prints or anything, doesn't matter. But there is already something on there, so you don't have to be afraid that you destroy or that you do something wrong. That's not possible because everything is okay, everything is good. Here I have a nice seam that I've used to bind well, eco dyeing. That's perfect to, let's see how long it has to be. It's perfect for here, through the eyelet. If it will, yeah. Okay, that's my first one. I think I'll stop the camera and I'll continue doing some more, or maybe one more. Let's see how far I come, and I'll show you at the end. Thank you for joining, and see you soon. I just quickly wanted to show you how they became, because now I finished all three, and this is the first one. This is the one I made together with you. I added a little tape, which I made for the 10 days of bits and pieces. Then the second one, as well, a bit of tape, a little bird from Art House Whimsy, a little fabric and tape, and the same here. I decided to have birds on all three because I think that would be a nice set. And here a little bit fabric, tape, and here I have some stitching, a little piece of gel print that I got from the lovely Cecilia. I will put links to everybody and all in my description. And as well here, a bit of tape, and here I use the tape to finish off the stitching, so I didn't have to be afraid that it would get loose or just didn't stay put. Okay, I will add pictures from all of them after this video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you like what I make, please subscribe and, well, give a like to the video if you want, and pop on over on Instagram, say hi, maybe follow me there as well, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.